Morning.
Oh my goodness. What is going on out there in the world this morning? Somebody tell me something good to start off our Wednesday morning. Laura, tell me something good that's going on this morning in Oklahoma.
It's beautiful today, and I'm gonna get outside because it's gorgeous. Yeah.
No tornadoes, no hurricanes.
No shelters, no seeking shelters. No, we're good. I
Boring.
know, I know.
Boring. All right, I see a couple other faces coming in. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Marty. Uh, Laura, will you do me a favor? I was saying just as I was coming in, my internet dropped and it's only right now coming up. So I'm just sitting here on my cell phone. Laura, I just shared the slide deck with you. Would
Okay.
you, if that came through to you with the one labeled for today, if you could help walk us through that today, that would be incredible.
Yes, I can.
And if you can't, then it'll still be incredible because
Did
I
you?
know how to pivot on the fly.
Where did you send it?
It should just be a shared doc.
Okay. Nothing has come through yet.
All right. Well, then
But let,
I'm just gonna email it to you directly.
let me get in. Hold on. Let me get on the back end, your back end
All
here.
right. Well, that sounds awkward, but okay.
I know.
All right. Somebody out there in the world, tell me something good that's happened to you in your business in the last week. And because you're smiling and laughing, Macy, you get to go first.
Oh, yay. We are closing. We have two closings today, actually. And so that's really great to get done. And one of them's like a family flip. So
Nice.
good things.
Congrats. 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 And you're multitasking as we do it, which is killer. Nice.
Always.
Somebody
No
else
other
have a
way.
somebody else have a win to shout out this morning.
I'll do a
Uh,
real quick one. Scott, I have the privilege of speaking to another group a little later today that is addressing something that I know you're concerned about because you have a great team, and that is how to build a predictable business. And it's never too early to plan, so they've invited me to come in and tell them what they already know. But
Somebody else saying the same thing they've heard a million times with a slightly different accent or a slightly different tonality. I love it. I love it. All right, anybody else want to share anything? All right. Well, let's rock and roll. So, Laura, if you want to go ahead and put that deck up for a second.
Can you see it right now? I've got it shared.
All right, sweet. It's just the way my view is on my screen. So we're good. So today, we're going to walk through this area called win the in between. And I'm still in this idea, like every good idea, kind of the way that Mike just said it. Like every good idea out there, it's not unique. I didn't come up with it. I'm stealing it from somebody else.
So,
But I'm gonna first, I'll
let me
just
pull this up.
define what the in between is. So what the in between is, it's those unplanned, unstructured time between activity. Laura, go one more slide. I got them slightly out of order there. Just go forward one. So the in between is the unplanned, unstructured time between your planned activities. So much like Macy's driving to a closing right now, this would qualify as one of those in between times that she could take advantage of. Well, the in between is not. It's not a break in your schedule because we all need a break. We all need to take some time during the day just to refresh our mind, grab a cup of coffee, stretch the legs, go for a walk around the building. So breaks are intentional. That's not what the in between is. But what we know is that if you don't utilize these times, they go unchecked, they're unmanaged. It just kind of steals your momentum. So here's how I kind of think about it is I've got I'm driving to a closing this morning. I'm just going to stay on theme. While I'm driving in the car, I have an opportunity to make some phone calls while I'm there. Or let's just say that I get to the closing and I arrive there 10 minutes early, or my clients are running 10 minutes late. I've now got a choice on how I'm going to use that 10 minutes. So how am I going to do it? Well, we're a day away from the kickoff of NFL season. Am I going to go in and check out my fantasy football roster? Am I just going to log into ESPN and see the news of the day? Am I going to go to Facebook or Instagram and just troll people's pages? Or could I actually use this next 10, 15 minutes to my advantage in a way that would push my business forward? Because throughout the day, we've got these little 10-minute in between spots. We have these little 15-minute, 30-minute in between spots. And I promise you that if you take advantage of that time, you're going to find some more leads in your pipeline. You're going to find some connections that you can make. So Laura, if you'll just put up that slide of that list, just going back one page there. So I just gave a couple of examples of the in-between on what you could do in this 15 to 30 minutes. So number one, you could send a text message to 5 people just to check in with them. You might shoot a video message to that hot lead that is in your pipeline right now. When I say hot, I mean, someone who wants to buy a house, not physically attractive. They might be both, but I'm really just talking about someone who's getting ready to buy or getting ready to sell. And rather than, you don't maybe have time for a full phone call with them, but you could do a quick video message and send that through to let them know that you're thinking about them and see if you can get them to take a next step. Maybe you need to take this time right now just to confirm the appointment that you have later in the day or confirm the appointment that you have tomorrow. I mean, how many of you guys have been there that you've got a listing appointment tomorrow, so today you're spending that time doing the CMA, getting all the docs ready to go, and then they call you tomorrow to say, oops, plans changed. So take the time today to actually confirm that appointment. But here's the next 2 that are on the list are the things that have really moved our business forward the most, which is checking on the people that have been most active on our tools, either checking out their home values or searching for homes on our website. So first and foremost, the supposition here is that you have a CRM. And then inside that CRM, you've got a way that you are systematically communicating with people, keeping them up to date on what's going on with the value of their home, and then also letting them search for homes on your site. So different tools. We happen to use Blvd happens to be our CRM. It is phenomenal, but this is not a pitch for Blvd specifically. Whether you use Command or it doesn't really matter. Every CRM has some capacity to do this, or you're going to use an outside tool like HomeBot, HomeIQ, Fellow, et cetera, to keep people up to date on what their home is worth. But having something in place that I get reminded every single day who has recently come on to take a look at what's going on with the value of their home, so that I can have a reason to call and just check in. Hey, Laura, I saw that you checked out your home value again today. Are there any questions I can answer for you? Laura, I saw that you popped on the website and you looked at 3 houses today in El Dorado Hills. Which one was your favorite one? And when we start to interact with these folks on a consistent basis, all of a sudden we start to find hand raisers. Now, I'm not going to pretend that every time I make one of those calls that they answer. I'm not going to pretend that every time I send one of those texts, I get a response. And frankly, sometimes when I send a text or an email, they say stop. However, in going through a volume of these folks over time, we're now finding people that are saying, you know what, I am thinking about buying a home. You know what, we are thinking about selling our home. Okay. So I'm going to take a pause here for a second and now just ask you guys, you can kind of look at what's on the list here as well. But as you look at your individual calendars today, in fact, if you're not driving, if you want to pull up your calendar, where do you have some gaps in your calendar today that you could find 15 minutes and pick off something on this list? So everybody just take a second, look at your calendar. And do you have a 15-minute break in between appointments that you could do? Maybe you're driving to an appointment today. Maybe it means leaving 15 minutes early, so you arrive at that appointment a little bit early, and you have a time to do this when you arrive. Or maybe it is actually while you're driving. So somebody throw in the chat, if you would, please. And looking at this list that Laura had up on the screen there, what's one of those things that you all could commit to doing today? That in your in-between time, you could make a positive forward progress in your business. And if someone would be so bold to take themselves off mute and share what's on their mind for the benefit of the group, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you don't take yourself off mute, I'm just going to call on you anyways. So you might as well just go ahead and volunteer. Marty, you're the best. Thank you so much for volunteering.
I was right there with you, buddy. So I will do the 5 on social media, and I'll also do the 5 check-in text messages.
Okay. So I put that one on there, that 5 social media. I know what it means to me. I'm not sure it means the same to everybody. So when you see 5 on social media, Marty, what does that mean to you?
Intentionally picking 5 people on social media, commenting on their post five times, 5 people 5 times, and then you go scroll through it, 5 posts that they have possibly, or even sending a direct message. So I just kind of dig in, and then I double fold this because going through, I make sure I have all their updated information. I get really personal with them. I send them a direct message. Everybody does it, but intentionally spending 15 minutes, like you're saying, or 20 minutes, 30 minutes, all tabs closed, all phones off, all everything, just focusing on connecting with somebody online, because a lot of people in my database are online and don't respond. Nobody responds to emails anymore. Guys, nobody responds to emails. Nobody responds to text messages, barely here or there, but it has to be very intentional. And so if you can start that relationship or that conversation, and then I going back into putting a follow-up. So I make sure I document that I followed up with them today on September 3rd. Go ahead and reach out to them another 30 days or 45 days or whatever it is, depending on how big your database is. So
Okay.
Intentionally knowing, so it doesn't go 6 months or a year before you follow up with that person again.
All right. So let me summarize the way that I just heard that.
Yeah.
Is what I heard you say is don't be like Scott. So what that means is that, and I say this, and it's one of these days I'm actually going to break this habit. But I will tell you, in just because we're all friends here, and you won't share this. It's not like this is being recorded or it's not like it's out on Facebook Live or something. So we're fine. I zone out on the Facebook. I still do. I just go in there, and I might have good intentions, but I'm just a scroller. I'm just going to watch the story. I'm just going to go through the feed. And what you're saying is be intentional, go in, find 5 people, not scroll through 5 people, maybe just go through your friends list, find 5 people that you haven't interacted with recently, look at one of their posts and comment. Maybe it is just going through 5 other people and liking something that they recently put out there. And then the other 5 is sending them a direct message through Facebook saying, whatever, I saw your post, hope you're doing well, congrats on the baby, whatever the thing is they most recently posted. And when you do that, honestly, those 15 touches in a day, in 15 minutes or less, done daily, will have exponential results. So I love that. And the last thing you said in there, by the way, was keep track of who you touched. So when you're doing it on Facebook, like I don't have a direct feed between Facebook and let's say on our CRM. I've got to take a note in my CRM that says I contacted them through Facebook. I contacted them through Instagram.
Or to that point, if you see that they had a baby, make a note that they had a baby so that you could go back later.
There you go.
Touch them again.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
Hopefully the post isn't, hey, we just moved into our new house, because that sometimes happens too.
Yes. Well,
That doesn't
even
happen to
even
anybody on this call, but it has happened to other people in real estate at some point along the way.
and I say even be more intentional about that. That's where that's where I think people get stuck in their scrolling is they don't intentionally go pick 5 names before you even open up Facebook,
Yeah.
right? Pick five
Yeah.
names before you even open up Facebook and say, I'm reaching out to Mary, Sam, Lou, Conrad, and whoever else, right? Somebody that you've thought about that you haven't talked to for a while, but don't go open Facebook and scroll and just say, oh, maybe I'll comment on this one today.
That's right. 100%. Be intentional. That we're going to actually finish that's actually we're going to finish here in a minute is on that actionable piece. So let's take another one. Selena, you got something you want to share? Oh, Chrissy Connor came on screen. That means that she wants to share. Selena, you get to go next. But you got to take yourself off mute. Zoom still works the same way now as it did before. Is
I
that when
know.
that little red line is through your name, it means other people can't hear you.
Oh, whatever. I was gonna say you can get around the doom scrolling. If you do it on your desktop, you can make lists of friends, like real estate friends, past client friends, people that I want to be past client friends, and then you can just look at the feed of those lists, and then you don't have to go through everyone to find them. But you can only do it on desktop. So it keeps me from
Okay.
scrolling forever.
Got it. I love it. I love it. Okay, but pick another one on the list. Where else can you spend some time, Chrissy Connor?
We actually did the people that were on our website yesterday because we haven't been paying attention to them. So we pulled up, hey, you've been on our website. Is there anything we can help you with? Saw you looking at this house 47 times. So that is our focus this week.
I love it. I love it. All right, Selena, I said I was going to call on you. Oh, there you
I
are.
know. I'm actually in a parking lot about to go in to get an echo, but I made sure I came and just started driving super early so I wouldn't miss this. So I'm in
I
the
love
parking
it.
lot, made it on time at 8 o'clock so I can get on Zoom. I like doing the video texts in between. I
Yeah.
do. I get more responses from video texts, and I learned that from John, Chrissy's husband. He used to always tell me that he does a video text right after open houses. So I will do that, but then I will, going forward, communicating with prospects, I'll video text them.
Okay. Give me like a sample script or a sample something that you might leave on that.
Well, the one I learned from John is always after the open house is pretty much, hey, thank you for coming to the open house. It was really great meeting you. You know, I'm going to touch base with you in a couple days to see, I don't know, what homes you're interested in or whatever with that, based on the conversation he's had with them inside the open house. And then afterwards, I will, you know, if I'm going back and forth, I'll send them a video text. I was like, hey, it's Selena, I haven't heard from you in a while. Just FYI, I sent you an email with some homes in the neighborhood you were looking for. They're brand new on the market. I can make some private tours for you if you'd like. And I get responses from that more than just a regular text or a regular
Okay.
email.
I love that. I think, look, it's come up a couple times here. The video piece, I think, is what sets you apart.
It was hard for me because I don't like being on camera. I don't like getting my picture taken. It took me a while, but I'm doing it.
Right. Well, let's be honest. People go out to open houses on the weekend. They didn't just come to see you. They came to visit 2 or 3 or 5 or 12 or 85 homes that weekend. If you're the only one that sent the video afterwards, you're the one that's going to leave the impression.
Yeah.
Okay.
It works more so than just a plain text or even a voicemail.
100%. Yep.
So thanks, John, for that.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Tell him that, Chrissy.
Chrissy's not going to tell him. Chrissy's not going to tell him. You know that. You're going to have to tell him yourself.
I have.
I taught him.
There we go.
Hey, Scott, Mike says over in the chat that CRM updating is his Achilles heel. So how do you get past that?
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Because here's the reality with that one is when we're talking specific when I think about the in between, overwhelmingly it is like that time where I get to the appointment early. It is that time when somebody else is running late, meaning it's generally not in the office. It's generally not where I have my laptop open up or my computer screen in front of me. And that really is the trap. So I will say we've gotten a lot better that because at least in our case, our CRM is now web-based or app-based, we can just do it in the moment. But more important than that, if you look at the very bottom of the list of these different items, it says update 5 CRM records, either with a next step or the date that you talked to them, or maybe I didn't put life events. Somebody else mentioned the life event that someone had a baby, put the life event on there is put that on your schedule. Say like, okay, look, my goal this week, every Wednesday, I'm going to update 5 records. I mean, shoot, I was going through this morning. This is a crazy thing. I was sitting here at quarter till ready to go. I had 15 minutes. I had an in between this morning waiting for this meeting to start. Now, in fairness, the internet dropped and then I got a little scrambly. Not that Laura got nervous about it. Laura knew I'd be here on time and there wouldn't be any problems at all because I'm a professional. But I started going through our recent website visitors. Of the first 4 that I saw, 2 of them were past clients. In both cases, I didn't have a phone number in there for these 2 past clients. I'm like, how the heck did that happen? I went they're not, the phone number's not in the CRM. I went into my phone to look if they're in my contact record, and they're not in my contact record. I don't know what could have happened. But I just somehow I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe the wife's name is in there, not the husband's, or the husband's not the wife's. Either way, my point is, my next step when we get off this today is to go to True People Search, find Becky's phone number, find Ken's phone number, and get it put in there so that my contact records are up to date. It's also amazing how many times, I'm sure this doesn't happen to anybody else, it probably only happens to me, is that when we sell a client a home, we sell their home and they move into a new one, that we don't update their address in the CRM. We leave their old address in the CRM and not the new one. No, but that would never happen to anybody else here, just to me. That's why I do these calls, basically. It's just as a reminder of all the things that I do wrong. But Mike, I think the answer to the point is it's just being intentional about it. It is scheduling the time to make sure you do it.
No,
Because left
it
unchecked.
clearly is. You had a large team, and of course I have a small team, and sometimes I talk to the client. If I don't put the record in there, my team doesn't know we've had communication.
That's
And
a great point.
and even worse still, I'll give you a true confession just to show you I am losing it in some ways. I called a client to wish him congratulations on the birth of his newest child, and I said, "That's 3, right?" And he says, "No, this is my 4th daughter. You wished me congratulations last year. We just didn't expect the 4th one so quick." So, so I totally lost the fact that they had gone from 2 daughters to 4 daughters instead of 3. Needless to say, that took some recovery and laughter at myself before I referred them back to the person that put them in that house so that they could buy a new one.
That's funny. Hey, you made the contact. You still get credit for the contact.
Hey, ignorance is bliss, so I'm a very happy guy.
You still get you get credit for the contact. All right, let me get one more. Rick, I saw you put your camera on. That probably means you want to talk to me. It doesn't? All right. All right. Emily, anybody else that hasn't had a chance yet, pick something on this list that resonates with you. Pick something else on this list that resonates with you. I'm not going to call you out. I'll just let you go. But I'm going to text you later and give you grief for not talking in front of an audience.
I need to record a reel today. And I need to get back to doing that in my car just before and after appointments.
Okay. You're great on camera. You guys have great style. What do you think has caused you to not do it?
I haven't had like a plan, and so I actually was working on this earlier, Friday, I think, of just getting back to having like, here's some scripts and topics like ready to go. So when I have like 5 minutes in the car, I can just like throw my camera up and just talk
Perfect.
and like have a topic of what to say. So it's lately, it's, you know, for the past few months, it's been about not having content or ideas ready. And so once I have those ready to go, I can just film on a whim, but I haven't had those ready. And so just getting ready to then be ready when I have the time. And so
Okay.
I've kind of done that in the past few days, which has been great.
Okay. So how'd you come up with a list then?
Chat
What would,
GPT.
okay, right.
And also like conversations that I'm having with clients of, oh, I've had this conversation once or twice. That means I need to make a video about it.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna continue to build on this a little bit because I think I think all of us could use a little bit more of this. So you know, for those of you that know me, I'll say like, this is what I do. What I really mean is when I'm at my best, this is what I do because I'm not at my best all the time. But when you're at your best, Macy, how are you like, where do you take notes? How do you even like, what's your process to even do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I have, when I'm at my best, like creating the content, I have a Google Doc that's just titled Macy's Writing. And I just go in there and I have a list of topics. And then when I feel like inspired, I'm like, just had a conversation and think that needs to be in there. I'll pull my Google Doc up, right? I have it on my phone or on my computer and I just start typing
Okay.
out, this is what I need to do. And then later when I'm at my computer, I'll like send it through Chat GPT to refine it. But when I'm at my best, that's what I'm doing. I'm just on a fly. I need to make this video. Sometimes it's like voice to text, right? Just to get it out. And then when
Love
I'm
it.
there and I have 5 minutes, I can throw my phone up and take a video. Lighting in the car is the best anyway. Always is.
I love it. Yeah, better than the fluorescence, better than
Mm-hmm.
the non-natural light for
Yep.
sure. Okay, so let's just thank you for that. That's awesome.
Yep.
There's a lesson to be learned in there. All right, so let's wrap this up. Laura, will you throw up the slide that says time to grind? So we just kind of did this in our own way, but I'm just going to dot the I on it. Is from that list that was up on the screen. It can be something else that wasn't there, but what as what to go apply this week is choose 2 or 3 things that were on that list that resonated with you. So it could be the Facebook situation, it could be posting the reel, it could be the website visitors, the open house, but the things that resonated with you that you're going to be willing to take action on this week, or maybe it's something that you're already doing that you're committed to staying the course on. Then that next one, the prepare the list, says kind of what Macy was just doing. Hey, if I'm going to do reels, I better have a list of what the type of reel I'm going to post. If I'm going to be doing the Facebook check-ins, the 555, prepare that list in advance on the people that I'm going to be checking in with. If I'm going to be doing the open house people, let's make sure that I have that list of open house people to reach out to so that when I do have that in between time, I'm not then go scrambling to figure out what reel to do. I'm not then scrambling to figure out where is that list of the open house people. I've got it ready to go, so I'm efficient and I'm ready to get after it in a moment. And the last action item is making that commitment to do it for the next 7 days. And yes, I'm saying 7, knowing that that's a Saturday and that's a Sunday. Because it's 15 minutes. And you might be on the sideline of a soccer game. You might be sitting in a church parking lot. You might be waiting for your table to be ready at brunch. You might be the first one ready to walk out the door while all the girls are getting their hair and ponytails and whatever else the things you guys have to do with small children. But you can find 15 minutes even on a Saturday and a Sunday to do this. And what I would love is that as you guys have success this week on winning the in-between, throw something, text me directly, but throw it on the Facebook group. And Laura, if you want to go to that last slide, throw it on the Facebook group. And so other people can celebrate the wins with you. That would mean the world to me, just to know that you guys are taking action on this stuff. I always appreciate you guys coming in and listening and sharing. What I really love the most is when you actually do something with it and you have wins with it. And so this week, as you start winning in the in-between, maybe your win is that you just did it. Maybe your win is that you just took the 15 minutes and you did it. But I would love for you guys to share the wins this week, either via text to me directly or just put them up on the Facebook post, on the Facebook group rather, so that the world can see your post. And after this today, we'll get this recording up on the Facebook group as well. If there's somebody else you want to share it with, feel free. We'll get these slides up there as well if you didn't get a chance to get that whole list of what the different in-between ideas are. And we would love that you just share this idea. If you guys got value from today's call, if you get value from coming in and participating in this, bring a friend next week. I'd love to see this community continue to grow week over week, because the more of us that are here, I think we learn together. So I know you're all busy. You're coming in from across the country and whatnot, but I appreciate you all, and we'll see you next week. All right. Peace.
Join us tomorrow too, Scott. He's going to be on 75 Thrive tomorrow.
Yes, but none of these people here are members.
Oh.
So they can't.
Well, they could if they wanted to.
But if they could probably get a recording from one of the guys that owns the company. But you just made it super awkward, Laura. Now you just offered a free membership.
You did.
Okay. All right, y'all. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye.